Bonjour guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing something really special. We're going to be making fondue, which I recently learned in the past 5 minutes in French means to melt. So yes, we're going to be doing some melting indeed. Things are going to get very ooey, very gooey, very cheesy, very melty. And the twist, it's going to be vegan. So without further delay, let's fondue this. Here's all the ingredients we're going to be using today for this delicious fondue. To start, we have our dairy-free cheese, obviously. I went ahead with Daya, and I went with the cheddar style shreds. I was just feeling very classic as far as this fondue. These Gardein Ultimate Plant-Based Chicken Tenders. I don't know what else to say about these except num 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 num. They are delicious. They cook up just like they appear, and I think that's going to be absolutely scrumptious dipped in cheese. Next, I have some sourdough bread. Feel free to use whatever bread you prefer. Sourdough is my favorite. A broccoli cauliflower medley. Some sunrise medley bite-sized potatoes. Now, you could definitely go ahead with some russet potatoes, but as I am trying to make this cute and very aesthetic, I went with these small, overpriced potatoes. Some vegan butter. I'm using Country Crock. Some mushrooms, which are surprisingly delicious dipped in fondue. I know that sounds kind of weird because of the texture, but the last time I made fondue, I remember the tastiest thing being the mushrooms. So just trust me on this, guys. Some garlic. I wanted something a little sweet to dip in the cheese, and everyone knows apples and cheese are an iconic combination. Hello, apple pie with cheddar cheese on top. I don't know if that's a southern thing or not, but in case you didn't know, apples and cheddar cheese go very well together. And le piece de résistance, beer. This is Cannoneer. Doesn't roll off the tongue too smoothly. Pegasus City Brewery. This one is made in Dallas, so I love to support anything Texas, and I have already tried this beer and it's fucking delicious. It is a bold amber, 7.4% alcohol. I wanted something that was going to be rich and creamy and not too bitter and slightly sweet, and this honestly is the perfect beer. The kind of beer you're going to use, I feel like primarily depends on the cheese you use. So you do want to keep in mind how your beer and cheese are going to jive together. Next, we're going to be roasting up our potatoes and our broccoli. Now, you could definitely leave your broccoli raw. I just prefer mine roasted. Fresh broccoli is just a little too crunchy and aggressive for me. So I just went ahead and coated these with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. I have my oven on 400. And we're gonna roast these just for about 15-20 minutes until they're nice and softened. Now, while the potatoes and broccoli are cooking up in the oven, I'm gonna be cooking our chicken tender strips in the air fryer. And I'm gonna be cooking it on 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Golden, delicious, crispy goodness. All right, now that those tenders are out of here, I just went ahead and cut up my sourdough into little bite-sized fondue pieces and drizzled it with a little olive oil and salt. I'm gonna go ahead and toast this for about 5 minutes. Perfection. It's time for the cheese sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and make it in this little pot first and then just transfer it to my fondue pot. As you can see by these fiery red flames appearing, I have this on a medium-high heat. It's quite intimidating. To this, I am just going to go ahead and add in 2 tablespoons of butter. To this melting butter, I'm gonna go ahead and add 5 garlic cloves. Now, you could definitely add less garlic, but I'm kind of a more is more person when it comes to garlic. So, more is more. And you just want to let these make love together for a few minutes until the garlic is nice and golden brown. So now that our garlic is beautifully caramelized, we can go ahead and add in a tablespoon of flour. And that is what is going to thicken up this cheese sauce. And we're just going to stir that in until it all dissolves. Now comes the beer. So I'm going to be using about half of this beer I went ahead and drank the other half, so that should be just right. Let this cook for a minute. All right, this is getting nice and bubbly, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat down just a tad. Now we can add in our cheese. And I'm using the whole bag. I'm being very generous with this, guys. Stir. Oh my God, it's happening, guys. It's happening.
It's happening.
And as you can see, this is very thick. So what I'm gonna use to thin this out just a little bit is a splash of non-dairy milk. I'm using this Good Karma flax milk. Use whatever you prefer. And that's about 2 tablespoons worth. Just thin it out a little bit, make it a little creamier. Now, we're also going to be adding a little salt and pepper. 1 pinch of salt, 1 pinch of pepper. White pepper would also really be good in this, but I don't have any, so we're using black pepper. Oh, sooky now. Okay, that's good. We could turn the heat off on this. Okay, guys, our platter is ready. Our cheese sauce is bubbling. In case anyone was curious, I'm using an Oster fondue pot. It's great. I like that you can not only keep it warm in here, but you can actually cook your cheese sauce in here because it goes up to 400 degrees. So that's convenient. The only negative thing I can say about this is the cord is a bit short. So that's a bit limiting, but you can always just grab an extension cord. TTT, taste test time. Oh my goodness, that is tasty. That is cheesy, delicious, salty, creamy, beery goodness. Speaking of beer. Oh yeah, that really enhances the fondue flavor. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try the apple. I'm excited to try that. I'm a big fan of salty sweet, and that is salty sweet. Cauliflower. I love the cauliflower raw because I do love some crunchy raw cauliflower. Broccoli. Broccoli and cheddar, iconic combination. It's a symphony in my mouth. Potato. Those potatoes are perfectly cooked. That's the winner so far. What a shock. Carbs and cheese. Delicious. Bread. Chicken tender. I can't decide which is best, but definitely the chicken tender. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This would be great for a sexy date night or a sexy date night for one like I'm having tonight. Cheers to that. I'm getting slightly tipsy, so I need to go now. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you try it out. If you do, let me know how it turns out for you in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.